Hey guys, King of Charms here. Today, your judge, your jury, and your analyst. And today I bring to you Hyper Beam Obstagoon in the Halloween Cup. So someone mentioned to me, Obstagoon has Hyper Beam. And I got really excited because, you know, Obstagoon can create some... It's doable in the Halloween Cup. Obstagoon Hyper Beam. The only problem is my Obstagoon has really crap IVs. So the next time me and my close friend group have dinner, I'm gonna be asking them, yo, y'all got any Zigzagoons? Because I really want to build a good Great League Obstagoon so that I could beat. But for now, I'm gonna be using one that I hatched, and it's probably really sad that I'm saying this because it's gonna be like, dude, you're gonna replace me. I'm like, you know what? In some instances, IVs do matter, and when you're trying to beam, you want as much bulk as you can or the best IVs you can, because 1 HP in a dream might equals get beamed, baby, and y'all already know what I do. Beam or bust. Hashtag get beamed, and bang. But before we get started, I have my therapist mental health tip for the day, and that tip is to remember you're doing the best you can. No, seriously. Like more often than not, we try, and I see this with a lot of therapists, they'll overextend themselves so much to try to save their client. As therapists, psychotherapists, our mission is to not save our clients. It's to help them so that they can individually fend for themselves. Help overcome or regulate and manage what they're going through right now, so in the future they get stronger and get better at regulating it and help. If it is treatable, then that mental illness does go into remission, or it has essentially disappeared, it's cured, and they go on to the next phase of their life. But we're always vulnerable to mental illness later in life or even more serious conditions. So remember, you're doing the best you can. An example, I have this really difficult case right now where this mother has it's a single mother, and they're taking care of this one kid. This kid's about to turn 18, but the mother wants to kick the other kid out because the kid, as put by them, isn't doing their best as they would put it. When to put in mindful is that kids nowadays, even if they're teenagers, 18, whatnot, they went through a pandemic. If you didn't go through high school, elementary school, or anything during the pandemic right now, me and you can't really relate to what it's like to be in their shoes and how much it's taken away from their development and stressed out their opportunities for life. Outside, things are getting really expensive. I'm in California. I am very fortunate, but I've worked really hard to be in the position I am where I can have my own apartment in the Bay Area, my own apartment to myself. I pay my bills, I have plenty of food, I have a loving community like you guys, there's a lot, and I'm doing my best so that I can keep getting better every single day as a therapist, as a content creator, and just overall as a person. And remember, you're doing your best. You do your best you can every single day. Don't try to overextend yourself, and do your best. In that case, my kid's doing their best, but you know what? There's this whole thing going on right now, and there's really nothing I can do about it right now. So I'm gonna put it aside and engage on it when I can. My biggest fear right now for this case is that if parent, so-called, wants to kick kid out when they turn 18, when said kid is literally, like, win session me, this kid is doing their best. And they're doing really great right now. And for what's going on and what's going its worth, like all the conditions as I mentioned to you, they're making astronomical strides. But if you have years of time where you have been through trauma and treatment, it's unrealistic to expect a lot of progress in only 5 months. 5 months of therapy is not a long time. It can go good, it can go bad. I'm glad I've had some cases where it's gone really good, but at the same time, sometimes it takes a long time. It might take years. For me, it took 5 years and if it took me 5 years, can you really expect a kid that's been through a pandemic and everything to go through it in 5 months? Nah. So do your best. Do what you got. Give it everything you got every day. If it's stressing you out right now, try to put it aside. Remember, you're doing the absolute best you can. Do the best you can. Be kind to yourself. If you can't engage on something, fix it now. Put it aside. Fix it. Try to engage in tomorrow. You're gonna fight lots of battles throughout life. Do the best you can in every single battle. Crush the world. If you can't do it, then you did your best. But I will do my best for that family, and of course, the best for y'all every single day that I got. Whenever I stream, whenever I make a video, I appreciate y'all, and I love y'all to death. So, not being further ado, speaking of loving y'all to death and doing the best I can, I hope you love the beams that I manifest in this Shoutcast. Let's get started. Alright, here are the battles. Hyper Beam Obstagoon. Do we get some beams off? Well, we're gonna face some really sweaty battles, so I hope y'all are ready. It's really hard to beam with Obstagoon, especially with this back row, because The reason why we got Nido, Shadow, Nido Queen, and Elite is because we need to take out them Charmers, because my back row is really weak to Charmers. In this case, this is just total rock, paper, scissors. You got Mrs. Pringles, the Queen, the pink floating jellyfish of the Woman of War. You know what I mean? Because you got like Man of War, you get it like a little, but yeah. So we're going to switch in Sableye. Obviously, we're in the lead against our opponent. We're going to switch in Sableye because our opponent slows in Jellicent. They're using Bubble, but the thing about Jellicent is that we got Ghost types. We got, all it takes is one Umbreon, or as you see here, a Sableye to ruin the day. We're just getting a bunch of extra energy, though, because what we want to do here is that I want to get a lot of extra farm, because I want to fire a return off. They're going to be able to get to another Bubble Beam, but that's okay. As you see, my opponent realizes that, like, okay, he's going to get to a Bubble Beam. So they're going to fire a Bubble Beam, and they're like, okay, it's going to go down. But we should be able to get to another return. That Wigglytuff is going to come in, but because we're debuffed so much, this return isn't going to do a ton of damage. Non-debuffed return does a big damage, but in this case, it ain't doing big damage. So as you see here, we take out about 20, I would say 30% of Wigglytuff's HP. We're just going to send a Nidoqueen, and we got Quillfish. Now, here's the thing. This isn't quite RPS. That's a water gun Quillfish. And not only that, Quillfish does have... Yeah, Quillfish does have Octail, Sludge. It has Sludge Bomb. It's got plenty of play against our Obstagoon here as the Octails are going off, and it's going to get stabbed. We do double up on Night Slashes, but this should be GG's because all I got to do is double Night Slash. This should either break a shield, and maybe we get the boost. We don't get the boost. I look at my life choices. I'm like, should I go for the Hyper Beam? Here's the thing, though. My opponent shields. I die. My best option here is to get a Night Slash, get a second shield. Maybe I can boost or something like that. Then I can fire the second Night Slash, counter down. But no matter the way I see it, I cannot beam on this day. I want to fire the big beams, you know what I mean? So, like, you know, like Danny DeVito, like, you know what I mean? So I start blasting, but we're not going to blast. We're trying to beam, so I can't shoot the laser beams. We're trying to shoot the Kamehameha Wave, the Hadouken, but unfortunately we are unable to do so. And Water Gun Quillfish is terrible. Our Nidoqueen is taking heavy damage. Poison Sting, yes. Water Gun Quillfish, it's a great idea because as you see, our Nidoqueen is just dying. We should be able to get to another Poison Sting though, and we should be able to take out this Wigglytuff. Shadow Poison Fang does heavy damage against Charmers, and despite the Wigglytuff being decently thick, it will KO in this range, and that's GG's. So we couldn't beam once. Hopefully we can beam again, or we could try. Some of these battles are going to be incredibly sweaty. I will attempt every single angle to try to beam. So I will try to entertain you with hashtag #GetBeamed. We got to get there. You know what I mean? Baby steps or beam steps. There's the beam steps. So first you go for the beam steps. You gather all the energy. You harness all of your power in the world. Like with this, we got Nidoqueen and Umbreon. This is a great lead for us. So we should be able to break shields, come out with shield advantage. Hopefully we can create some sweet plays so we can get a beam off. The thing about Hyper Beam is that, yes, Obstagoon does have access and counter generates a decent amount of energy, but it's only 7 energy a shot. So it still takes a decent amount of counters before you actually get to Hyper Beam. So you want to beam. You're going to have to get a little fancy here. We get the Poison Fang through. That's perfectly fine. They don't shield. Umbreon is so thick they can tank 1. But we're trying to beam here. So, you know, we got to manifest something. Foul Play goes off. It's kind of risky that I don't shield the second one, but because my opponent fired a Foul Play before, I can bank that they just have Foul Play. They don't have Psychic. Gonna keep Poison Fanging here. We should expect our opponent to either shield or you're gonna let Umbreon go. They know I have to give up a shield here if I try to farm down. If I want to keep Nidoqueen alive, and I will. I'm going down 2 shields. I still have 2 whole mons in the back. Yeah, we keep alignment, but it's also really risky we're doing this right now. We are having to farm down this Umbreon, and now they still have 2 shields though, and we get a Golbat. That's terrible. I'm gonna fire off this Poison Fang. Golbat does wall Shadow Nidoqueen, so we're just gonna have to do as much damage as we possibly can. I'm going to send in Sableye. The thing is, Sableye takes heavy damage against a Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball does neutral damage because of the fact that Ghost is weak to Ghost and Dark resist Ghost. But as your opponent likes to take it, my brain is like, why would you do that? But because they took the Foul Play, that might give me a win condition here. Shadow Ball hits. It does a huge amount of damage as you see here. And they send in Nidoqueen. This is terrible! Because Nidoqueen resists counter, and guess what? We have no energy on our Obstagoon, so my brain is like, oh crap. I'm in a lot of trouble right now. The saving grace is we do have an energy leave on Nidoqueen, but I don't got a lot of options here. So I have to be really fancy. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I got this, I was like, okay, I have 2 options. I might be able to double Night Slash for the victory. I gotta find something really fancy to pull off. I can eat 1 Poison Fang here, which is why I elect to send in Obstagoon. Obstagoon's decently bulky. Even though my IVs are absolutely terrible, it can eat 1 Poison Fang comfortably. So as you see here, I'm going to try to get as much energy as possible. I'm going to fire a Night Slash and hope that I boost. My plan here is to clear the debuff by switching out. So we're going to swap out. Nice goes through. We're gonna try to swap out. We get the boost! My Obstagoon turns into Super Saiyan 2 and it does get the boost. The thing that's bad here is this could possibly be Earth Power, and then after a -1, that's GG. Ow. No, for real. Ow. I double up on Poison Fang here because that plus CMP is pretty much my only win condition here. I might be able to get to do Poison Fangs off here. -1, this second one should go off, and then it should KO this Nidoqueen. All I have to do is Poison Fang down, or Poison Jab down for the victory. So we get the Poison Fang off. Oh, excuse me, holy crap. Yeah. I've been holding that yawning for a while, but yes, I hope, yes. GG's, yes. Make sure, yes. As you see, I'm getting exhausted because I'm trying to beam here, but I'm like, dang, dude, I can't. So, yes, big yawns. Big yawns like Snorlax's. Big yawns like Nezuko. Nezuko-chan. Demon Slayer is a great anime. You know what? Nezuko-chan is sleeping like a motherfudger. She'd be sleeping on that backpack of Tanjiro, that back box that shields out the light. As long as, you know, but then she's a beast. Yo, I can't wait for the next season to come out. Holy crap. Demon Slayer is going to take forever to be finished at this rate, but you know what? I'm perfectly fine with that. If you get that animation was amazing. That animation was pristine. Like, oh my god, if you have seen Demon Slayer Season 2, I will not spoil it for you, but that animation is so good. Oh my god, it's amazing. We get another Umbreon and a Nidoqueen. Y'all already know how this story plays out. We're going to have Get Foul Played here. I won't shield the first one. It's always a risk not to shield the first one because it might be a Psychic. If the Psychic goes through on a Nidoqueen, it hurts a lot. We get the Poison Fang through, and as you see here, they actually catch it on the Golbat, and I'm like, ah, crap. Okay, that's actually real. That was great on my opponent. Bad for us because we're like, ah, crap. Yeah, it's -1, so I should be able to do heavy damage to Shadow Claw. However, I'm really in danger right now because they still got shield advantage. Shadow Claw, as you saw before, does big damage, and I'm kind of banking that this might be a Poison Fang. So my opponent fires, and it's a Poison Fang, and that's great. And I'm like, okay, this is great. This is great. You know what? If you want to, I'm like, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, I can manifest a beam. You want to beam? You want to be a beamer? Well, guess what? If you want to be part of that generation, you must beam. My attempt, and I'm going to, as you see here, I'm going to give there as much energy as humanly possible and fire off this Foul Play. I already sense that my opponent is close to a Poison Fang. They wouldn't CMP, so I have to let this go. As you see here, they send back in the Umbreon. I'm trying to get to return, and hopefully I do grab that last shield. What I can do after this is I can send in my Obstagoon and gather a bazillion energy to take out our opponent. So as you see, they take us out, but that's perfectly fine. I'll wait out the clock for a little bit, and then I'm going to fire my counters and get a lot of energy here. So we're going to get that extra energy like I told you about. But we get a Nidoqueen. I'm like, oh no. The reason I'm like, oh no, is because here's what happens. We have to beam. My win condition is to beam our Earth Power, but I want to beam. So we're going to eat the Poison Fang here. I call the bait perfectly. We send in our Nidoqueen, and because this Nidoqueen has 0 energy, we're going to have to bank and hope that we win CMP. If not, that's perfectly fine. Because what happens, this is Earth Power Poison Fang. I can shield, and that shield should be able to force that last shield Nidoqueen. We got enough extra energy that maybe, just maybe, our Obstagoon can Hyper Beam for the W, because it's going to take more than 1 Poison Fang to KO us it, because now we cleared the debuff. Our opponent's going to have to blow their energy here. If this is a Poison Fang, it will kill, but that's perfectly fine. We set ourselves with the beam condition. So in order to win, now I have, it's perfect. Everything's set up. I have enough energy. I should be able to get to the Hyper Beam. Like I mentioned, I do get to the Hyper Beam. I am gathering all this energy, and you already know what's going to happen, baby. Hashtag bang. Get beamed, baby. Get freaking beamed, Nidoqueen. Shadow Nidoqueen to be exact. You want the queen on stay, but hashtag get beamed. And we finally manifested a freaking beam. That made me so happy. But you know what? There's more. So hashtag get beamed, but you know what? You know, beam or bust. Beam or bust. And on this day we chose violence, and we chose to beam, and we chose both violence and choosing to beam, and we manifested it. Can we manifest it again? Let's find out. We got Nidoqueen on to Crustle. This is actually great for us because Crustle resists Smackdown, which is great. So as you see here, but the thing is, Crustle also resists our Poison Fang. So I'm going to go for the Earth Power here, or pretend the Earth Power. I'm going to go build up to the Earth Power, and then I'm going to fire off this Poison Fang for the bait. I want these shields. X-Scissor, I don't have the shield because I resist it. And then, as you see, I go for the Earth Power. If they don't shield this... Okay, I think the one I don't go for, but if they don't shield it, that does a lot of damage. And I'm like, let's go. Because you know what? We got a whole Nidoqueen. They send in their Nidoqueen, but I'm like, I'm vibing really hard. I go for the Earth Power. As you see, I'm able to safely make it, and I'm going to bait with Poison Fang. I think this is when I bait, and then they fall for the bait. Because they have to shield, because if that's Earth Power, that's pretty much game, because Shadow Earth Power will kill at that range. I will start shielding at this point, though. I want to break both of my opponent's shields because we want to leave a shield for our Obstagoon, and even better, I call their bait, and I'm like, let's go. I mean, I call their nuke, and I'm like, let's go. I fire off my Earth Power. That should grab both shields. I'm going to send in Sableye. We have everything set up to beam. This is probably Earth Power. If it is, that's perfectly fine. It's a Poison Fang. I called the bait again. It's a Poison Fang. Let's go, baby. So goated. And we get a Scrafty. So this is actually really bad. Scrafty is going to punch the unholy crap at our Obstagoon to death. So this is very dangerous. Obstagoon is going to get destroyed by this Scrafty. As you see here, Scrafty is popping because it's already knows. And Gobalig is about to take my soul. I'm hoping I get to return, and I do. Because what happens if the system oops, I could possibly get caught on CMP and then I die. Yes, but we need that shield. So as you see here, this Scrafty's going to have to throw a move though, because I can get to another foul play. They're aware of that, so they throw. As you see here, we get the Power Punch. Power Punch goes through. This should KO with some change. And then either they undercharge that or like that didn't actually kill. I send the Nidoqueen. They're going to have to fire off their next move though, because I will be able to poison jab down if they don't throw their energy. They get a Power Punch too, but this is what I want. I'm going to send in the Obstagoon to get that extra energy that we need for the Nidoqueen. And this is GG's. I'm not going to go for the Night Slash, baby. I can eat one Poison Fang comfortably, and I know they're going to Poison Fang me because their play here is a straight Poison Fang. But you know what? I'm saving my show for a reason, because you want to know why? You know what we do? We manifest dubs, and you know what we also do? We manifest beams. I'm going to gather all the energy in the world. I will counter down recklessly because I know I'm going to get there, baby. You have no way you're going to CMP me. We gather all the energy in the world. I put my finger in the gun position and go bang, baby. And that's hashtag get beamed. And when you get beamed, you get taken out. And all we have to do is counter one for the victory. And you know, I have no idea why this is Obstagoon's head, this is the beam above. And I'm like, what the heck? Wow. Niantic. Go battle lag. But y'all can't even fix your freaking animations right. I hope y'all enjoyed those beams. But can we get one more? I actually feel kind of bad. That's Jason Caruso. I actually know them. They're cool. They're cool peoples. I know him. He's a cool dude. Super cool dude. Super cool dude. And I'm like, oh no. So, yeah. They swap, but they were trying to catch a Poison Fang, but I wasn't baiting, so boom. Yeah, that was incredibly painful. As soon as I saw this, I'm like, I know I can beam, but like, I didn't even feel good about it. I'm like, dang, dude. You know, when you have friends, or you have, really good people, you don't want to flex this hard, but you know what? You know the rule of Cobra Kai? No mercy. Strike first. No mercy. And you know, it's Cobra Kai. We're gonna channel our inner Cobra Kai, and we're gonna go to the dark side. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have to take out LaRusso. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to bring out Lawrence Sensei, and I'm gonna call on Lawrence Sensei and his teachings. Well, actually, technically, Lawrence is like Eagle Fang Karate now, but you know what? It was Cobra Kai first, so you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm going after basically. Can't wait for the next season Cobra Kai though. So as you see here, oh my god, my opponent sends in the Yazoo, and this is game. Well, my opponent, what Jason doesn't know is that, or here's what happens. I'm gonna get the return off. Jason has to shield the second return. I'm gonna get foul play to death, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shield, and I'm essentially just going to let Sableye go. Play rough goes through. I kind of predicted that. What's gonna happen here is that we're gonna get to the second return. Jason's gonna shield this, but he's gonna have to blow all of Azu's energy on my Sableye. But we get the second shield, but here's what happens. As you see, he blows the energy, and Jason's probably banking that if I have Cross Chop, Night Slash, he possibly comes out with a dub. As you see here, he tries to catch, and I don't fire Night Slash because I'm going straight for the beam. He tried to sack. But the thing about it is, it was a nice attempt, my friend. But you know what? You already know, when I got hashtag get beamed, no mercy. You strike first. Cobra Kai strikes first, and no mercy. And that's GG's. I love you, Jason. But bro, get beamed. We're beam your bros, beam your friends, beam them all. Hashtag get beamed. And that's GG's. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and most of all, I hope y'all enjoyed the beams. I've had a lot of practice with beaming. I mean, I popularized Get Beamed in Season 1 when I used a Mega Beam team to make rank 10, and I was destroying literal top leader. Well, actually, I made the leaderboard with it once, like page 2, 3, and I also beamed the unholy crap out of really good players. Well, yeah, I was roasting the end crowd. I was beating a lot of great people, like top tier left and right with that beam team. And sadly, with the way the meta has kind of shaped out now, it's almost impossible to have that team can operate. But now, when you have the thing about Pokemon Go PvP, there are too many things that are meta. There's no limitations that make it. Go Battle League isn't healthy meta. When you have a bazillion things that are super strong, that's not a healthy meta. So just putting that out there. And as things got added on, like Walrein, Trev is a good example, Medicham, XL, Sableye, Bastiodon, as one of those things came to prominence and became as strong as they did, sadly, that means fun things also die. So I'm going to keep trying to do the best I can to create really great content for you guys like this one. So do me a huge favor, if you loved what you saw, please like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. You can easily subscribe by using the comment box, the subscribe to the bottom right. Really do appreciate my current subscribers. And for those of you who are commenting for the algorithm, I do my best to respond as fast as I possibly can. If I don't do it the first day, I try to do it the next day. But I really do appreciate y'all, and I love y'all to death. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I have the best community of all time. I really do appreciate it. With that being said, good luck in your Go Battle League sets, and I'll see y'all on the next video.